is Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. Let me first say, I've known you a long time. You've been covering national security issues for a long time.
And longer than you've been alive, probably.
I don't know about that.
Well,
you're not 100,
no,
but
not
yes,
100.
for quite a long time. So I just tried to do justice to your story there, which, as I noted, I read many times. You can see my highlighting, my notes, my questions.
A lot of work went in there.
Well, you know, once and always. What did I miss and what did I get wrong?
No, you got the. I think you got the main themes of it. The unreality of it, I think, is something that's very hard to capture. I have a hard time explaining the unreality of it because, as you note, you've been on one side of that divide. I've been on the other. You know, the national security world is a pretty serious world, and especially at the level below the principals, there are people who take their responsibilities extremely seriously and take security and safety and cybersecurity and digital security very, very seriously. And there are people, we both know of people who've gone to prison for mishandling sensitive information. And so, you know, one of my problems, and I've been, you know, asked this question a few times today, it's why did you have such a hard time believing this? And the answer is because it's unbelievable. I mean, I've never experienced this through, you know, the pre-9/11 period, 9/11, Iraq, Afghanistan, and so on. You know, these are life and death issues, and you don't just put out specific targeting information, specific timings of attacks that have not yet taken place into a commercial messaging app. And so I obviously convinced myself, as I state in the story, that this was a disinformation operation of some kind. Somebody, a state actor, non-state actor, I don't know who.
We're trying to entrap you,
We're trying to entrap me or fool me, or I couldn't figure out what the actual motive was. That was the one of the hard parts. But, you know, I wanted to understand, you know, what was going on here. At the end of the day, the most obvious explanation, that it's just real, was, for most of the time I was following this, the most improbable, because I'd never seen senior government officials act this way.
It is so stunning. I mean, I think anyone who's worked in the national security space in any way thought it reminds them of moments. It reminded me of a moment. I read the Russia memo. I was just telling you this on Russia's engagement, Russia's intervention in the election in 2016. The very last day I was in the Obama administration, I had to check it out. It was a numbered copy. It was a printed copy. I had to read it in a skiff and give it back. And there's a seriousness with which most national security officials in government take these issues. Let me ask you, one of the things that struck me is that the information shield, you mentioned the specifics of the war plan's operational details.
Right.
There was also, I mean, John Radcliffe, who has been in government before, who has had access to national security before, he was on this chain, director of the CIA. He shared, reportedly, according to your reporting, the details of someone you didn't name because you know well enough not to share information like this, of somebody who was sounded like a covert operative.
So what happened at the beginning of this chain was the principals, the cabinet level people, were asked by Mike Waltz, who is going to be your point of contact in the next 72 hours when we move toward a strike against the Houthis, right? I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, they're really talking about a strike against the Houthis. Radcliffe names, I mean, other people name other people who are publicly named, public figures. Radcliffe names a person. I'm not going to say the name. The whole real name of this person, who is going to be his liaison. In the course of my reporting and trying to understand, I came to understand that this is an active CIA officer. His name has never been in public before, who is
everyone on the chain may not have had need to know who this person
was.
was.
Because remember, the chain is pretty big. The chain is not just 5 intelligence officials or 4 defense officials. It's defense, intelligence, treasury. It's the chief of staff of the White House. It's people who certainly don't need to know the names. I mean, as you know from the classified world, from the secret world, the less you know, the better. right? The less you have to go to sleep with at night, the better off you are in many ways. You can't get into trouble from not knowing something that you shouldn't know. And so I have to say, somewhat astonished that he would put this official's name into what is essentially an open channel. Forget the fact that he, like everyone else, had no idea that they were sharing that information with the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic magazine in the same chain, because nobody had asked during the course of this, who is this JG? You know, my initial showed up as JG.
And you don't know who that, do you know who that is at this point?
I have no idea. I have no idea who, in other words, who Mike Waltz was looking for. I don't know. He didn't answer that question for me.
The thing about signal chats is you have to invite people. You have to list the names to create a group. So there was a conscious just adding of you to this group.
Yes.
There's been a lot of effort to respond. I mean, I noted, as I just kind of gave the summary of the piece, you got a response from the National Security Council spokesperson. No.
Oh, yeah, and every agency has been saying, just ask the National Security Council.
Just ask them, punting it to them.
Well, what's going on a, you could read the tea leaves here. It's Mike Waltz put this group together, not me. Don't ask me, ask him. That's what's going on.
But every one of those individuals should have known that they shouldn't be having these conversations through a signal
we all
chat.
like to think that we're really good at digital hygiene, but most of us are not good at digital hygiene. And if there's a lesson here, I mean, a lesson for a normal person living in the world, it's know who you're texting with. I mean, it's kind of basic. And if, by the way, if you're running a major intelligence operation or the Pentagon, maybe you should know how to operate in a digital environment.
And you said you haven't seen a breach like this. I mean, you just said that. You've covered...
There have been a lot of breaches. There's been a lot of leaks. There's been a lot of stolen, cases of stolen documents. I've never seen a large group of senior-most national security officials just kind of willy-nilly put out a bunch of stuff, without knowing who they're talking to.
So they've been punching you and others to the National Security Council spokesperson statement, which I want to talk about in a second, too. But in the last hour, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth reacted to your story after landing for a trip to Hawaii. He didn't initiate the chain, but he had a lot to say on the chain, it seems. Reporters asked him...
He had the most sensitive things to say.
He had the most sensitive things to say, including the kind of war detail plans that you didn't even include in your reporting because you didn't want to put operational details in your reporting.
Look, I mean, we can say this now. We know American pilots are involved in this operation. That's very, very dangerous work. I found out about this as a civilian 2 hours before the operation launched. The last thing I want, even as a reporter who wants to know about government decision-making, obviously, the last thing I want is to see American lives endangered in any way.
Which is why you didn't include it. And this is why it could have been many people on that chain, which is part of the thing I think that should be explored. Let me play what Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth had to say.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
I don't expect you're going to respond to every aspect of that, but nobody was texting war plans. Again, you have extensive reporting. Anybody can read it. What is your reaction to that?
Look, I'm going to be responsible here and not disclose the things that I read and saw. I will describe them to you. The specific time of a future attack, specific targets, including human targets, meant to be killed in that attack, weapon systems, even weather reports, that the government is I don't know why Hegseth was sharing it with everybody. I mean, the precise detail, and then a long section on sequencing. This is going to happen, then that is going to happen. After that happens, this happens, then that happens, and then we go and find out if it worked. I mean, he can say that it wasn't a war plan, but it was a minute-by-minute accounting of what was about to happen, organized by CENTCOM, Central Command, which is the military oversight group of the Middle East, the broader Middle East. This is their plan, and he was taking their plan and sharing it with a bunch of civilian leaders. It's interesting because as I'm reading it at 11:44 a.m. on Saturday morning, the 15th, seeing that the Houthis are not going to know about this for another couple of hours.